The Sibulan Hive has decided that we would make a good vassal, and we, the Modian Curators, have decided that we would, not. So the next 30 minutes are all about how that's gonna go. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series, but before I unpause, I would like to thank an eagle-eyed commenter for pointing out something that happened at the 6-minute 30-second... Well, I found the timestamp, but they pointed out the problem, and I'm glad they pointed it out, because it seems we have a bit of a bug, and that bug is that our observation post has disappeared. And that leads me to the next thing I need to say kicking off this episode. I apologize in advance if any moments from the next few episodes, moments in my commentary, seem disjointed or like they're disconnected from the reality of like the ongoing narrative of this series, because I did in fact yesterday record episodes 9 through 12 of this without realizing that I was missing an observation post. I could have caught on to the fact that Observation Insights had just stalled, but I didn't. I thought that there was some other reason, and I was focused on other things. So I've decided to go back and re-record those episodes, and I want to thank again that commenter for catching that, because it was at a moment where I was able to do something about it, and now we will be able to continue. So there may be some things that happen that overlay with how those, you know, alternate universe episodes went, and there may be some things that diverge. And there's actually one thing this episode that I'm really curious about, but I won't spoil it, so let's go ahead and get to it. I want to build this observation post in Fear Mathrials again. And on that note, I have a number of other things that I can do. I have a science ship. Let's see, you were investigating this anomaly, yes? What else can you do? There's some other anomalies down here, but don't I have some additional... Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and use Jane Sackville to start investigating some of these Cybrex anomalies, because I might not have much longer. Remember, one aspect of Modian civilization, at least in their current incarnation, is that they are fleeting. They don't live a long time, so by the time you have high-level scientists, they die. Do I have any foreknowledge of this based on alternate universe events? No. Why would you say that? That's ridiculous. So let's get Jane Sackville up there while we can. And also, it looks like there's some additional exploration that I would like to do. You know what? Can we do another science ship? Would that be the worst thing in the world? It feels like it probably wouldn't be. You know? You know? It feels like it probably wouldn't be. Let's build one more science ship. I intentionally played a whole bunch of Stellaris in a completely separate offline playthrough, like last night, just in order... This is kind of cool because it worked, I can totally tell. In order to fill my head with, like, knowledge of a different game so that I kind of forgot the other stuff that happened yesterday. So I'm coming back to this episode as if I hadn't recorded in this series in a couple of days. And it's... I mean, I remember some things. There are definitely, like, as I just alluded to, there are some things that I'm going to, refer to, and so that could create weirdness. But I'll do my best to minimize that. All right, let's go to speed 2.
We grow ever stronger.
Thank you, Barnaby. Am I able to buy any... I probably can. Let's go ahead and sell... That's a little better. The Ibriri Shipyard. I think I'll just do a shipyard here, and then maybe... You don't need a trade hub, do you? No. So what we'll do is just a hangar bay on the Ibriri Shipyard, just to protect those trade routes a little bit. One recent rediscovery, I don't recall if this was in the previous episode, and it's already something that came up. This is another thing that's going to happen. I might, like, not quite remember if something I mentioned in those episodes that aren't going to be published now, that are already deleted, is something that I said in an episode that is actually available. But one thing that I noticed, this is worth repeating anyway, is that apparently gun platforms on starbases, they count towards trade protection. I didn't know that, but now I do. And it's really, really interesting because it means you don't need the fighter bases in order to protect your trade routes. It's just that the fighter bases give better trade protection. Among the debris, we have discovered the shattered remains of a formerly habitable planet. The patterns of fragmentation and charring on the shards suggest it was blasted with concentrated beams of thermal energy until it cracked open from the pressure. This allowed for the mineral-rich core to spill out and solidify into clumps of high-quality minerals. Fascinating. So this, in, what's this? Ebu Croci? That used to be a planet. Yikes. Alright, so let's see. I want to keep shoring up my defenses here. Let's go ahead and upgrade that Starholder on Helos, because you never know what the Sibulans are going to do. They might decide that they hate me now. Also, I want to continue expanding in this direction, so let's go ahead and move you down this way. I think I had sent... Nope, not yet. I feel like I'm a time traveler right now. Like, has this thing happened yet? No.
Ever stronger.
And not everything is guaranteed to happen again, so we'll see how this plays out differently. Okay, we have a new science ship. Let's go ahead and recruit... Aha! Edith Brocklehurst is her name. And she will be faster at researching anomalies. Which scientist do I have going to get those? So you're getting the malleable Gulantha, and you're getting the insidious Sneerin. Which, are those the last two? No, but it looks like the wily Udleron is being researched somewhere. Where is the wily Udleron? Tell you what, you can make this a little bit easier by untracking the ones that no longer have any kind of... There we go. So the wily Udleron is which one? Oh, that one. Okay, yeah. So the widely Udleron is... the wily... Why is it widely? The widely Udleron. No, the wily Udleron is being looked into there. I've said that enough times in the last 30 seconds to never say it again for the remainder of the Stellaris videos on my channel, ever.
Technology secured.
Nice. Research station output plus 10%. Let's go ahead... Ooh. You know what? Let's continue to boost that. Let's go ahead and do one more round of that. Research station output plus 10%. We have our observation post back. Let's go ahead. I'm not doing anything with my current envoys, but we are now producing observation insights again. Thank God. Let's go ahead and upgrade the colony hub there on Avonhead. And also, Iroquois needs to be its own sector. So let's go ahead and recruit a governor. Oh, good. Research bonus. All right, so Iroquois is now its own governor. I don't do much with the auto building. It might be something that I kind of work into my play, especially for the purposes of, well, no, it actually feels the opposite. I was going to say especially for the purposes of YouTube gameplay. But I think almost having more control while playing on camera is better than having less control. My opinion on that might change over time, but I generally don't do anything with the auto building, even though I know they've done a lot with it in the time that I've been gone, not making Stellaris content for the past little while. Past long while, honestly. That is something that I might be playing around with. But for now, I'm going to mostly build everything I can on all of my planets with precise control. Gulanthas are large, flat herbivores that have evolved internal gas pockets, enabling them to hover a few centimeters above the ground. They move about in herds consisting of a few dozen animals, grazing on the moss and lichen that can be found on the windswept plains of Hylos 3. They are ruthlessly hunted by the planet's apex predators, and our biologists on the MCS Explorer estimate that only a few hundred Gulantha herds remain. One of these, consisting of 9 animals, has been successfully collected and will be brought back to Modia. Excellent.
We grow ever stronger.
Okay. The Balawar station can do more. Let's go ahead and do one more. Let me think. You don't need another trait. What you need is trait protection, so let's go ahead and do that. And I may soon be able to get some more alloys, but I'm going to hold off on just buying them for now. Our survey has uncovered something that can only be described by the science team as mystical. This is new. We would need to investigate the phenomenon in more detail to enshroud this mystery. Research, please. By the way, I'll give you one little spoiler from the future, from the alternate dimension. You know what's in this system? The Tianki Matriarch. You know how I know that? Guess what I'm going to send this scientist to do? I'm not going to do it anymore. But I sent this scientist to auto-explore it. They jumped straight to the system and got murdered by the Matriarch. Right then and there. So I'm going to save Madeline's life using my knowledge of the future. It's so interesting because I had a redux of an episode recently in Heralds of the Dark Nova. I did it twice, actually. Once because the game threw so many curveballs at me in one episode, right, like the night before I was going to get on a plane and fly over an ocean for one of my friends to get married. And then it did it again. What was the... So it was just a lot, and I was like, I can't, you know, it was late at night, and it threw me off, so I decided to record the episode a second time. And then the second one was more due to, like, technical shenanigans, kind of like this, with, you know, there being a bug with the Insight tech. And I didn't want to go 4 episodes in this series once I realized it. Knowing that I still had time to keep the series on schedule and re-record the content, it just made more sense. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I want to build some gene clinics here so we can have faster pop growth.
Project done.
Eladrin secured. The crew of the MCS Fireball has managed to collect a small group of Eladrins from the icy surface of Ofang 2. These white, furry omnivores wrap themselves into tight balls and roll across the planet's snowfields at astonishing speeds. One animal was clocked at over 80 kilometers per hour. This aided in their detection since the passage of their rolling forms kicks up huge plumes of swirling snow. One specimen collected, 869. Nice. Society research gained. Alright, so... Tell you what, Why don't you just... I want you to explore over here, okay? Just come over here. I'm going to give you a very specific path to follow. Because you're a level 1 scientist anyway, so I want you just finding things. I want you exploring the brave unknown. Okay.
We grow ever stronger.
Nice. The Aviary Starbase has finished its construction queue. What else can I do? Looks like there are a number of stations that can still be upgraded into Starholds. Probably a good idea. Insight breakthrough imminent.
Hard to port. Our lookouts spy a spaceborne life form.
Thank you, Barnaby. That's a very emphatic and highly verbal cue, letting me know that I have a notification. I appreciate you taking up so much time on my episode. We have gathered enough information to create a new insight technology to explore further. The next time we have an observation event that would advance our insight, we will gain a new research option. Nice. The tree. Among the asteroids around ZA 193254, a tree is drifting through the emptiness of space. An unprecedented and highly unlikely event. The tree is surrounded in a protective bubble, reminiscent of an energy shield. Suddenly, we detect some hostile space dwellers on approach. This coincided with some sap leaking through the tree's shield while we collected samples. Could it have agitated the creatures? We need to figure out what's going on.
Ledger of situations amended.
Alright, so hopefully Genevieve Allenby is not about to die. But we'll find out. And if she's not about to die, and if that's where the life tree protectors are... By the way, that's an alternate universe thing right there. I'll tell you right now. Like, that didn't happen previously. So I'm going to send you a couple of things. Let's set you to passive so that you don't run immediately.
Science Stinky taking fire!
Damn it. Oh, she got away. She got away, thank God. We received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that calls themselves the Najklax. Stellar Mandate. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on the communications of another empire we are in contact with. We are the Nodge-Clack Stellar Mandate, a peaceful nation ruled justly by our beloved serene protector, Buskirav. I do not know what barbarity your bizarre species is capable of, but we hope future grievances... Hey, I am a race of adorable space dolphins, okay? Adorable. We're a little curious, we're a little sneaky, but we're... I don't know what you mean by barbarity, sir, madam, thing. But we hope future grievances can be settled through dialogue rather than violence. We wish for nothing but to be friends. Nodge-Claxians. Yeah, that. Okay. So now I have room for a new tradition tree, and I think there's really only one to go with, which is subterfuge. Subterfuge. We have this option here. This is going to give us additional code breaking, but also will give us, in a little while, one additional envoy, which I love. I remember one thing that I've mentioned in the alternate episodes of this series that I want to mention again now. I really wish that the envoy system, because the first contact portion of the game that actually deals with what you just saw, where you have first contact with other alien empires, that is not part of the First Contact story pack. The First Contact story pack has to do with stuff more along the lines of Star Trek First Contact, the movie, where you have, granted, there was some time travel happening there, but the idea is like you have, well, maybe I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. It's a very old movie, so you would think that spoiler statutes wouldn't apply. But the entire movie is about known characters from the Star Trek universe from the future going back to save the past and making sure that warp travel is successfully discovered. And you think that's the First Contact that is mentioned. And then there's a cool little twist at the end where actually the real First Contact happens. And it's that kind of First Contact that the First Contact story pack is built around. And so this older system that's been here for a while with the envoys and the First Contact and the espionage, like, I really wish that you didn't need to send an envoy to a First Contact mission. It doesn't make sense to me that you would need to send an envoy on a First Contact mission. It's just, I understand that, like, there's skill involved, but why not just have a general skill level for the Empire? Because that exists anyway, from what I understand, or at least it's a skill level per envoy. That way the envoys can be saved for spy networks and actual relationship-related activities with other empires. I don't know. Having to constantly pull envoys off of their duties, especially in situations where you don't have 4. The only reason we have 4 envoys is we are fanatic xenophiles. Fanatic xenophiles, not just xenophiles. So I kind of wish that that system worked a little bit differently, because it's probably going to happen at some point in this series. It's probably going to occur that I'm going to have to pull envoys back and forth as First Contacts pile up. The ancient frozen remains of almost 1,000 aliens have been found in the vicinity of Najaga 3A. They come from over a dozen different species, and preliminary dating puts the corpses at roughly 600,000 years old, around the same time as the Cyberx machine consciousness ravaged this part of the galaxy. So why don't you go ahead and research that, please, Jane? Thank you. New contact. Here we go. That's what I was talking about. We received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that called themselves the League of Zem-Opuk. Oh yeah, these are fun. You're not ready. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on the communications of another empire we are in contact with. Interesting. Greetings from the League of Zem-Opuk. Chancellor Inik Loptica is our elected representative, but in truth, all citizens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology, a desire we hope you will respect. Our citizens greet you in peace, but their name is Zemerpukins. We shall seek friendly relations with the League of Zem-Opuk. I wish I could pick the option where I actually call them Zemerpukins, but I can't. It's just hilarious to me. Okay, let's go ahead and buy some additional alloys, because I would like to continue fortifying these stations in case the Sibulan Hive... Yep, same thing's happening here. So this is an alternate universe thing that happened as well. Even though we have refused their subjugation, we have enough positive modifiers with them that their opinion of us is still climbing. They do have a negative modifier, you can see it there, but it's improving by 1 yearly, and we're already back in the positive, so they're not too mad. It's kind of funny, but they're not too mad.
Wish to speak with us.
Okay, also I have some... Make sure I can continue to expand, because I have some definite opportunities to expand in this direction. The League of Zem Opuk wants to establish an embassy with us. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's do it, why not?
We grow ever stronger.
Okay, we're at our current starbase capacity, moving at speed 2. The doorway, what can only be described as a dimensional portal, has been discovered. This is not alternate universe stuff, this is new. In a remote location on Iroquois, weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Iroquois, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to? And could something come through the portal from the other side? Intriguing.
There is new information in the situation log.
So, probe the dimensional portal, 1500. Also, pulsating stars, where is this? This is here. I'm not going to look into that just yet. But we'll get to it eventually.
We grow ever stronger.
Nice. Okay, so that is an additional archaeological site. Let's go ahead and build those stations so that we can reap the mineral rewards. Havenhead, you have a new slot. Faculty of Archaeo Studies seems like the thing that I would want to build right now. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna lean into that pretty heavily.
Not so special now, was it?
Thank you, Barnaby. Archaeological project completed. The dead aliens we found above Najaga 3A all died from vacuum exposure, and each individual had the barcode the Cybrex were known to laser onto the skin of organic captives. It seems like the Cybrex executed these aliens by spacing them, perhaps after having finished interrogations or to keep them from escaping during some kind of rescue operation. We may never know the truth. An interesting find. We got some engineering research for that, and now Jane Sackville is continuing on. A surprise catch. Our spymaster watching over the Thorquell Pact reports the surprise successful acquisition of a new asset. Oh, crap, I didn't mean to click that off. Well, that's good. So we have a new asset on these guys now.
Intellectual booty.
Ooh, and it will be good for manipulation operations. Intellectual booty indeed. All right, so we have unlocked a new tile blocker. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, see, I want a new envoy, so I'm tempted to just go ahead and research both of these. Is there an alternative that looks better? Ooh, Edicts Fund plus 20, base intel level plus 10. Speaking of edicts... Here we go. No. Edicts. Alright, nothing quite yet. I don't want to use any other edicts right at this moment, but I'm keeping an eye on that. Okay. I look forward to the day where we can actually take down the Guardians of Xenon because we have a Gaia planet there. There are also a number of planets within my territory that I currently can't inhabit because they need to be terraformed. But once I can terraform all of them into ocean worlds, they are absolutely going to be ocean worlds. That's going to happen. Without question. Okay, we're almost able... Sneerans secured. Sneerans are large, burrowing creatures that live beneath the dunes of the vast equatorial deserts on Tiramor 4A. I think this is the last one. When these predators sense movement in the sand above, they immediately raise dozens of tall spikes from their backs in the hope of impaling something edible. Finding a suitable specimen proved difficult at first until hundreds of tracked remote-controlled drones were dispatched across the desert in random directions. This led to the discovery and procurement of an unusually large specimen that had grown more than 100 spikes on its back. Excellent. So now we have finished with the specimens chain. All of the specimens asked for by the Museum of Exobiology have been secured. The museum has grown into a massive facility where artificial gravity generators and atmospheric processors are used to simulate the environments of over a dozen worlds. Visitors are journeying from all across the Modian Curators to see its wonders. So, society research gained 23, 24. Energy credits gained 1,000. Influence gained 40. Unity gained 1,802. Not too shabby. So what I want to do at this point is, Harriet Grosvenor is a fairly experienced scientist. We do need to explore more in this direction, don't we? So I might send her to survey that system and put her on auto-explore. Just let that be the end of it. I had a commenter point out that, you know, the pulsating stars event almost never ends well. And that's true. It almost never does. But I think there's a very rare possibility that it can, in fact, end well. So we'll see. I don't know that I'll do it, but I'm with you on that caution. 100%. Right, so the Ladelicon station. Ooh, hang on. How long has that been there? Yeah, we have a lot of things we can build. Let's build a research station there. Let's build that research station. Let's build this mining station. Let's build these research stations. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. And then this construction ship here. I can probably just have you come help out with this stuff down here. It looks like I do have... Oh yeah, because I gained that influence. I'm going to go ahead and give the order to build a starbase. Wait. Alright, so you're going here. Alright, so just travel here then. Wait, did I just completely mess that up? I did. I did. I just completely DQ'd all of the things that I had just said I want to build. I might have selected the wrong ship by mistake. Here, let's fix that. Alright, good. Done. Done. We have this one up here, but I want to keep them up there. Okay. We're almost able to upgrade another station, which is what I would like to do.
Is finished.
The null void. The dimensional portal on Iroquois leads to a dimension of pure entropy. It is difficult to even get sensor readings because the very energy of our pings is rapidly dissipated. Our best theory, oh my god. 2 games in a row we get the null void beam. Our best theory is that this null void is a dimension where the majority of 0-point energy is negative, and so any positive energy which was once present has long since been used up. Knowing this, it might be possible to construct a weapon which can use the null void's energy destruction offensively. Ha! I'm sorry if you don't know why I'm cackling like a maniac. Heralds of the Dark Nova had this happen as well, which is a series that's still running concurrently as you're currently watching this episode. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it from the future, hi, from the past. We had 2 series going at once, and both of them had this happen, which is just hilarious to me, because that's not a common event. Usually, the event that I'm most accustomed to seeing with the Dimensional Portal is the alternate universe version of your Empire. And that just doesn't seem to be the case. So, very interesting indeed. All right, almost up to 500 alloys. And it looks like I can build an additional station, so let me go ahead and build one in Eartheus right now. It's only going to be 200 alloys, but I can do another upgrade before long. And then there's the Ibriri station, which technically has room for more stuff. Oh yeah, the Tavander station definitely needs more. So I guess, yeah, I'm just going to do some defensive stuff with those alloys. That's fine. It's fine for now anyway. Also, do I have the ability to build... Okay, I've just got the destroyers and the corvettes, and I've already incorporated them into my fleet. So we've got that fleet. Is it patrolling right now? It probably should be patrolling. Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't I sending them up here to patrol? And then, because of all the shenanigans I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I haven't actually had them patrol. So why don't you patrol down to Ladelicon? And they're going to go back and forth and make sure that everything is on the up and up. And there goes one of our scientists. Actually, that was a research scientist, though. Alright, so let's see if we have someone that would be like an obvious choice. Ooh, unfortunately we don't. Hold on. Wait. Have I? Okay, not yet. No spoilers. Not going to tell you. Sorry, I know the future to a degree. I know the future. It'll play out differently, but it's worth it because I recorded 4 episodes. 4! Not knowing about that issue with the Insight tech. So it's... Wait. Did it disappear again? No, it's still there. Okay. Charlotte Patterworth. Yeah, this is going to be the one that makes the most sense. Leader experience gain, plus 25%. Let's do that. The likelihood that she will gain a skill, upgradable into something fancy. That's enough for me. Okay, so we have this scientist that's done... Let's see. You have a higher anomaly discovery chance. Why don't you come out here as well? I've got a number of science ships exploring in that general area right now, but it's worth it. Then we have Edith Brocklehurst. Didn't I give you an order? No, that's Harriet Grosvenor. Well, why don't you come out here and explore as well? Alright, and here I just want you to build these mining stations and research stations, and soon we'll be able to expand into Franfred. Also, I should probably... I'll have you go to Obeshoth after you're done building those stations, because Obeshoth will probably be the next system I can incorporate. I know it looks like I'm only making 2 influence per turn. I'm actually closer to 3.
We grow ever stronger. We grow ever stronger.
All right, so the Eartheus A station. What's this? Hostile fleet. Wait. Excuse you, guys. Listen. This should not be a system that you travel through. Return to base. No, return to Bermuda immediately. They're about to aggro the frickin' Guardians of Zanam because I didn't rule out Aculum as a system they should travel through. You fools! This will be fun to watch. Hang on. Okay. Let's see if we can add a scientist here. We have Harriet Grosvenor, who does actually have a research speed bonus, so we're going to go ahead and let her be in charge of that, and we will put a new scientist with higher experience gain in charge of her ship, which is kind of perfect. Madeline Illingworth. Ooh, and we're at the 33-minute mark. So let me unpause here and make sure that I don't piss off the Guardians of Zanam. Oh my god. I can't believe they almost just did that.
Research complete.
Alright, so now I'm going to reestablish that order. We'll send you up to Chalks. Alright, modular engineering research is complete. Good. I'm going to go ahead and research super solid materials because I love to get these research bonuses out of the way early. Just having that as something that's boosting my research across the board, especially given that we're a science-based empire. It's just generally speaking a good idea. But we're at the 35-minute mark, and I need to stop this episode here. In the next one, I'm going to continue locking down territory down here. We're going to get our ships patrolling properly, and then we're going to see about that insight technology. We'll also look into this particular unemployment situation on Modia, although I have an idea based on my resources up here what I might be doing with Modia in order to resolve that unemployment situation. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, with all the time travel and alternate universe discussion, including the portal, which once again has the null void beams, holy crap. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.